Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants. Then we have a short live chat tonight, just 10-minute long live chat for you. I want to share exclusive information with you. Med Abduali here, first viewer who commented. Peace and peace love join. Peace love 6150 is the first member who joined tonight's live chat. Welcome, peace love. If you want to be a member, link is given in description section of the live chat and about section of videos, about section of the channel. About section of channel has this link which will take you to membership page. Alija Kano here, Yusuf Import, Simon, Ajay Jaimer, Kiyako said, don't you have X account? I do have a Twitter account, X account. Just search Sajid Nadeem, my full name, Sajid Nadeem, Sajid Nadeem, and you will find me there. Isfai here, Barakat Johannes, Tigray Vallela, Daniel Biro, Peace Boss, Johannes Menelik, Samson here, Masgan File Join, Samuel Gabriel Sadkan, Masfin K, Abdi Hakim, Nathan Tickle, Glory to God, Embasso joined, Ihsan here, Liul Tiklai, Samis, Judite Fikade, Vandwasan here, Bahrain says, I see 98% of your videos. Thank you, Bahrain, for watching me regularly. We have Agostino Hadish, Mariam Ali, Alimajeho, Abraham Gide, Guracha, Aman Washe joined on time. Welcome, Aman. Soul here. Anam Kon, Joe Abaul, Robert Hale, Tegan Admaso, Irigis, Mulugata Shimalis, Bijine Ababe, Merim Lai, MTZ, Johannes. Mary Mali says no war. Yeah, no war. MMT. Likisa Dabisa here. I think I read all the names. Pitsam Tisfai, Gatane, Gemecho, Irishukur, Martha, Diso. I tried to read all the names. I read as many as I could. Thank you for watching, viewers. Thank you for joining. People want me to tell the breaking news. Gamachas here, HTHT, Alvan Habisha, James Birhano, Lily Hale joined after a long time. Welcome, Lily. Somali man, welcome, Somali man. Inegan said, do you have TikTok? No, I don't have any TikTok or any Instagram. I have a Facebook page too, but I'm not very active there. So I am only on YouTube, little bit on Twitter as well, but I am mostly on YouTube. I tweet sometimes, but don't have time for writing tweets. There. Okay, let's start yours. People want me to tell the breaking news as soon as possible. Okay, let me speak for just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, I'll wrap up the live chat. You know that so far we have seen two engagements between Americans and Ethiopian leaders. First engagement was when American General, AFRICOM General Dagwin Anderson visited Ethiopia. He met with Ethiopian military officers and Ethiopian civilian leaders. He met with Ethiopian Prime Minister, met with Birhanu Jula, the Field Marshal of the Ethiopian National Defense Force. We saw second engagement when Marco Rubio called Ethiopian Prime Minister, and the two held a phone call about which Ethiopian PM office remained silent, by the way. Marco Rubio talked, and then US State Department issued a very brief statement. And then we saw that Marco Rubio called Egyptian foreign minister. And we saw parallel development with Issa Savuki visiting Saudi Arabia. So one message which was conveyed by Americans to Ethiopia is about an Ethiopian general, not a serving general, but a retired general. Americans want a quick end to conflict in Somalia. You know that Donald Trump is opposed to long term and large scale military presence in Somalia, in the Horn of Africa. If you remember, during his first tenure to Donald Trump reduced military presence in Somalia. And Trump is again pushing for quick end to the war or the instability in Somalia. In Somalia, you know that Al Shabaab and African forces have been fighting for years. Ethiopian troops are deployed there, Ugandan troops, Burundi's troops are there, Americans are involved to the carry out airstrikes. Trump wants quick end to the conflict in Somalia, or he significant damage to the capabilities of Al Shabaab. And that is why Americans have communicated to Ethiopian leaders that they want General Sadkan Gebretensai, the former chief of staff of the Ethiopian National Defense Force, to be involved in operations against Al Shabaab. Americans want a leading role for Sadkan in the fight against terrorism in the Horn of Africa. When you say fight against terrorism in the Horn of Africa, you mean fight against Al Shabaab, because the main extremist group which is operating in the Horn of Africa is Al Shabaab. And maybe that is why Sadkan was invited to American embassy in Addis Ababa. I did a video on that, or I mentioned that in a live chat that Sadkan and Gita Choreda they were invited to American embassy in Addis Ababa, where they met with General Anderson. Some other officers of the ENDF were also there. And after meetings between Sadkan, Gitach, and General Dagwin, next day, General Dagwin met with Birhanu Jula and the Ethiopian PM. Question is, viewers, why does the US want Sadkan to be in a leading role in the fight against extremist groups in the Horn of Africa? I mean, what is the reason? Jula is doing the job. There are other seasoned channels too in END. Why Sadkan? Two reasons. Obviously, whether you agree with Sadkan's views or not, Sadkan is one of the most seasoned military officers in the Horn of Africa. You cannot deny that. Though his military strategies did not work, but he is a seasoned general. You cannot deny his vast experience. So, first thing is his experience. Second thing, which goes to his credit, is that Sad Khan is very close to Americans and he has managed to assure Americans that he will wrap up the war against Al Shabaab in a short period of time. That is why his name is being recommended. By the way, Americans want reduced military presence in the Horn of Africa, as I said earlier. So for that, they're relying on Ethiopian National Defense Force. They want to withdraw as much as they can from the Horn of Africa, but they don't want the fight against Al Shabaab to be affected. So they want a leading role for the Ethiopian military in the fight against Al Shabaab. Good for Ethiopian military that now it is going to be backed by ENDF. But Americans don't want to leave everything in the hands of Jula and Prime Minister Abiy. They want to have their man in a strong position in the Horn of Africa to fight Al Shabaab. That is why they are contacting Ethiopian leaders. I mean, who is going to welcome this news? Is it a good news for ENDF? Good news for the Ethiopian PM? Good news for Eritrea? Good news for TPLF? If you analyze this development, I think none of the parties is going to welcome it. TPLF obviously not happy. TPLF won't be welcoming it. TPLF does not want this type of importance given to General Sadkan. TPLF has always been accusing Sadkan of dividing the party. Eritrea, is a diehard enemy of Sadkan, vice versa too. So again, this but this development won't be welcomed by Eritrea. Will Abiy welcome it or not? I'm not sure, by the way. There is professional jealousy too among ENDF generals serving and retired. And Sadkan's growing closeness to Americans perhaps won't be accepted by Ethiopian PM and General Jula. What will Ethiopian government do? What will Ethiopian military do? Will it agree to give leading role to Sadkan backed by Americans? Or will they try to just say no to Americans diplomatically? That remains to be seen. But it just shows that the days when TPLF used to be America's blue-eyed are gone now. Since Sadkan is close to Americans, Gitacho will also make it to the hearts of Americans. So TPLF will find it difficult to be the favorite of Americans in the Horn of Africa. I am not sure, to be honest, about Abi's response. But ENDF as an institution is happy. Why? Because if Americans give leading role to the Ethiopian military in the fight against Al-Shabaab, it means Americans will provide support to the Ethiopian National Defense Force, support in the form of budget, support in the form of military hardware, support in the form of intelligence, support in the form of reconnaissance, support in the form of intelligence sharing. So good for the US, good for Ethiopian National Defense Force. But I am not sure, to be honest, about Ethiopian government's response. Abiy perhaps won't easily trust Sadkan. That is why no statement was issued after a phone call between Abiy and Marco Rubio. So things will be clear in coming days. And then Nagan says that's a complex and critical question about Ethiopian politics and security dynamics. Mubarak PP says Abiy wouldn't trust Sadkan if that's the case. Yeah, that's the question, by the way. And to be honest, it's not easy for Abiy to trust Sadkan. They were rivals, they were enemies just a few years ago, 2 years ago. Uh, so it's difficult for Abiy to trust Sadkan. S. Michael says, I am so stunned why you are so undermining and despising TDF. What did I say about TDF? I did not say a word about TDF in this live chat. Come on. You people come with preconceived opinions about me. Let's talk about the topic. Picado says, why do you think Abiy will not trust Sadkan? Well, they fought just 3 years ago. They were bloodthirsty for each other. So have they just removed all their misunderstandings and agreed on something big? And how can Abiy be sure that Sadkan will always support PP, not TPLF, not the interests of Tigray? Abiy wants interests of PP to be protected. And if interests of PP and interests of Tigray clash, what will Sadkan do? S. Michael, come on. He said Sadkan has failed. Implicitly, you said it means TDF has failed. What can I say? I mean, if you want to attribute what I'm not saying, what can I say? Abukar says, will Somalia agree to let Ethiopia take on a large role against Al Shabaab? Well, they'll have to agree. I mean, the day Americans decide to withdraw from Somalia and they stop all the support for Somalia's government, Mogadishu will fall to Al Shabaab. Somalia is not in a position to say no to Americans. Abraham Gide says Abiy does not want to lose Americans and will agree, though not happily. MMT says, why is US struggling with Al-Shabaab? Yeah, this is the question which Trump government is asking, saying that how long will US keep on fighting Al-Shabaab in the Horn of Africa? Why shouldn't US just withdraw and give a leading role to European forces? Why should US spend a lot? It should give limited support to ENDF and just withdraw from Somalia. Liza Renman is asking about Mogadishu. Mogadishu is as destabilized. Somalia destabilized as it was 2 years ago. There's no big change, I think. They're rather, uh, we're seeing more tensions now because of the growing confrontation between Somali and Somaliland. With 25 minutes have passed, I am leaving. I promised I'll keep the live chat short tonight. Thank you for watching. I broke the news as quickly as I could. Thank you for waiting for this live chat. Do write in comment section about the topic. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.